Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Zob. But anyways, man, this video is basically in response to the one that I put out yesterday, which was basically about King Von and his untimely demise. Now, when I put out the video, it was just out of respect for another individual that actually had talent. See, there's a lot of cats that proclaim to be able to do a lot of different things, but they really have no real talent when it comes to the art that they pursue, which is, in his case, was drill rap. Now, you don't have to be on, Chicago drill or any other type of millennial rap, I'll say, in order to appreciate the fact that there was real talent out there. Unfortunately, a lot of these guys go too far. It's like when you start disrespecting different people's dead homies, that's what happens. The karma is universal. And that's the one thing, whether you believe in God or you just believe in vibes and energy and stuff like that, it's all the same. The energy that you put out is the energy that you're going to get back. Me, myself, I used to do so much shit, but I always knew that eventually I would be locked up. I knew that I would continue to get locked up because I refused to let go of the negative ways that I harbored and that angst and always wanting to do certain things. And it put me in a position to where I was in a cage and could have been for the rest of my life. Whether you choose to believe in religion or not, somebody was looking out for me, because if they wasn't, I would have spent the rest of my life in prison. Now, you got these cats that come on there like level 2s. I've never been to a level 2. Don't plan on going back to visit a level 2. But regardless, even if I would have been on a level 2, it wouldn't have mattered. The simple fact you're still incarcerated. And though it may be a lower level, you're still incarcerated. You're away from your family. You're away from those who love you. You're away from your hood. You're away from a lot of different things. Whatever you hold dear, you're away from it. You know what I mean? And all you're doing is looking at a bunch of dudes walk around with nothing really better to do than look for, issues. But like I said, I made that video yesterday about King Von because I had just listened to some of his music, and I had heard other people speak on the fact that he was going to die. And a lot of people were saying that, and some people were mad at the fact that he didn't clean up his music. Like he had a real talent to be something greater than he was, but he chose to continue dissing his opposition. Now, also had somebody ask me, because I had spoke up on other videos about people clout chasing and other people, and one of the homies, he said something, would that be considered clout chasing off the fact that that I had mentioned King Von? But I said it's one thing, to get on here and pay your respects regardless, because at the end of the day, nobody in Chicago is my opposition. That Chicago is its own city, has its own rules, and they deal with things according to the way they want to deal with it. I'm not worried about that. You know what I mean? So I said, as long as you're making the video and you're paying respect, as far as like another individual's life was lost due to senseless violence, that's not clout chasing. That's just giving a man his. Now, of course, by putting out certain people's names anywhere, it's YouTube. So any name that you put out that might have a little buzz is going to get views. If you notice and you go to my thing, it's not monetized. And neither was the Tariq Nasheed ain't monetized. It can't be monetized. Why? Because I choose not to play nicely with my words. I choose not to sugarcoat anything. Now, like I said, when it comes to Chicago's own city, it does its own thing, and it handles its own shit. So, it was just me giving my input. Now, I'm not gonna get on here like some of these channels and speculate on who killed who and why they killed who. Like I said in another video, like FBG Duck, like I really like rocked with his music, but I also rocked with 600 Breezy, and I rocked with Chief Keef's music, LA Capone. Like, I've rocked with all types of different Chicago artists because they all had something different than what I'm used to. West Coast has always had a certain style, and if it wasn't funk, it was, they came with the gang slide, which gang slide is hot too, you know what I mean? But Chicago was something different because, just to be honest, there's a lot of cats out here that rap about stuff that they've never did. It's just they've seen people do it, and they just, soaked up game. So it's like, okay, yeah, if I just mix my words like this, and it'll sound tough, and the people that hang around them can't really validate them, ain't trying to validate them. They just give their presence to give it that extra added, spice to it. Because if you see a fool walking around talking about some gangster stuff and ain't got no gangsters around him and ain't got no real name for himself, like you figure, not even figure, but you come to see like, ah, man, this dude is just talking out his ass. Just another fool that dress a certain way and talk a certain way, and just trying to, actually put out somebody else's image. But as far as I know, with King Von and other cats, they was really out there in the street with the smoke. And if you see the video, he was out there chunking them. It's like, there's some people that would have took off running, but he was actually out there trying to fight. Like, I don't know why his life got taken, and I'm not here to justify or deny somebody their vengeance. It's just to say, if you put out negative energy in the world, that energy will come back. I always expect that one day a motherfucker will probably get smoked by some random dude that's too much in his emotions and just looking for a quick come up to be like, oh yeah, I got this fool. But that's the type of energy that I've put out in the world. Like, I've did things to people and I've did things in my life that would justify the means. It would justify that type of reaction. Now, am I looking to go on the street and have to possibly kill somebody or get killed? No, but I'm not running from it either. I'm at that age to where I've lived a life, and I've been through things that a lot of people will never be, that people will never go through. And by the grace of God, that's a good thing that they'll never go through, because some people don't need to be incarcerated. Some people don't need to go through hard times, and some people don't have to suffer in order to, make a name or be somebody or anything of that nature. But that whole video about King Von was just basically paying my respects, to an artist, regardless of his affiliations and who he may have killed allegedly, or who, he was a good rapper, and I like the style. Like, it's just, he was grimy. He had you turn up from, his storytelling was on point. Same way Duck's storytelling was on point. Same way L.A. Capone used to tell his little, It's just, you got Lil Durk. You got all these cats that got talent. Lil Durk be out the way, I be noticing. He ain't really dissing his opposition. He just out of the way. But there's that money. When you get to a certain level, it's like you got to play by a different set of rules. Even with my little small channel, I'm supposed to have been played by a different set of rules, but I refuse to water down my character. My character is what it is because I'm me. You'll have cats that they're PCs and 2-5s and all these other chumps that talk from a distance but never do absolutely nothing. But I give them no shine no more, or even really pay attention to what they say, because at the end of the day, it's like, it's never going to stop Zod from being Zod. I'm always going to be me. I'm always going to adhere to certain rules that was placed before me as a homie. I'm always going to have love for homies. If they do something that's shady, then I have no love for them. But for the ones that's rightsy out there that have been on the path or whatever, but they're still solid, I can respect that. Regardless of which way you choose to go, I can respect that. Now, King Von lived by what he said and he died by what he said. You know what I mean? So it's like, what can you really do? Like, it's messed up that he got smoked, but that is the life that you chose. That is the life that a lot of people to this day still choose. Me, myself, I'll be out the way unless it's issue. I'm too old to be out here trying to look for fools or disrespecting my ops. Yeah, there's some fools that get dissed because they do too much. But as far as like trying to be out here gangbanging and doing all this wild stuff, like, that's just going to be another old man that somebody scoop up off the ground. You know what I mean? But like I said, the energy that you put out is the energy that you receive. Whether you're on that spiritual path and, different planes of fucking not necessarily existence, but just, that negative energy, and the positive energy, what you give, karma. And no matter what race, what nationality, or what religion, it's always universal karma. It's some sort of karma, whether you die or wherever you go to, what happens to you if you lead a bad life. It's one of those things. So for the people that may be wondering why I brought up King Von and since he's from Chicago, it's just because it's news and it's just giving my respects. That's it. The same way, when I get smoked, maybe somebody pay their respects to me. If not, then it is what it is. Life is karma. And when you do certain things, sometimes you might assume that you've made amends and did a lot of positive things. So to justify your death, or maybe God would look past it and give you that long life. Sometimes it's not like that. Sometimes you can do a gang of prison time, get out, and still get smoked because you didn't pay. Your positive didn't outweigh that. Your positive didn't. You know what I mean? It didn't clear your karma. You know what I mean? So it's like that's basically what it is. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? But it's just sad that some people, that's the only way that you got to get ahead, is to be negative. But regardless of that, man, everybody enjoy the rest of your day. And yeah, like I said, man, as far as like politics and stuff like that, man, it is what it is. Hopefully this 4 years that this dude is going to get, hopefully he does something for the people that voted for him. Plain and simple. I'm not one of these fools that want the economy to dip. I want everybody to prosper. Shit, I'm still trying to get my teeth did. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get the TJ to get mine did, because out here it just costs too much. Like, I'm not paying 30 racks to get, the Gucci man teeth or just something nice. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't be walking around with snaggles. You know what I mean? You brushing snaggles, it's like people ain't really tripping off that. So but anyways, man, I'm your boy Zod. I know there's people that don't like me, but I don't give a rat's. You know what I mean? Just keep it positive, keep it pushing, and enjoy the rest of your day. Y saludos.